Alright guys, welcome to video number 3 in the module. This is a video where you're going to level up. So in the previous video we looked at primitive shapes and how combining those shapes could create some of our beloved characters. But in this video we're going to be focusing on 3D forms and using them to create more complex and exciting objects. I have on screen some examples which I drew out already, and I'm just gonna lower the opacity so that I could show you guys how I went about creating these shapes. So in the case of the square, all I did was draw an original square. It's slightly on its side, and right now it's just flat. But look at what happens when I find the edges or the points of the square and then extend in the opposite direction, and then just simply connect those points. Just like that, you have a three-dimensional cube. Now what if we did that with the triangle? So let's use the one on the left here. Triangle that's laying on its side. Right now it's a mixture of a square and a triangle. But we're finding those edges nonetheless and connecting them. And there you have it. You have a 3D object. It's like I have a little cutout. How did I get that cut out? All I did was draw a square minus what I didn't want, and then extended the line inwards, connected that, and connected that. And I have a complex three-dimensional object. Now we can get more advanced by combining circular with rectangular shapes. For instance, look at the pipe. We have a circle. We extend that line to make a cylinder. What we're going to do is bend the corner, make a straight line. So we're going to bend this other corner, make a straight line, and then just come a little bit on the inside and extend downwards, bend right on that corner, and then extend downwards, and then just complete it by giving like an arch line at the edge, and you have a pipeline. Even in this example, this is something that you could use to create something like an arm for a human. So that would be like the way the bicep would go. Then you'd have the shoulder here, then you'd have the forearm. You get the point. Then you draw out the palm, and then the fingers would be cylinders. I think you get the gist. Okay? And then maybe the thumb right there. Okay. Now a cone. Cone, you could start with the circle on its side. To get to that point exactly, you'd want to find the center. So you just draw a line from the two edges to find the center, and then extend that line upwards, and from that point at the top you find the bottom edge, and there you have it, a cone that's made out of a circle and a triangle. Now you can fuse organic shapes with geometric shapes. Now geometric shapes is just any shape that have straight lines like that. Even a diamond, which is just a square turned on its side, those are geometric shapes. Okay, but what if we want to combine organic shapes, because everything is not geometric? We could start off, let's use this one for example. So I'm going to circle it. We could start off by drawing a square and then attaching a circle at the bottom of it by just rounding the edge and making a straight line here, and just repeating the process. And now I have something that looks like perhaps a boat if I add some windows, right? And then you can continue building on this, and these will be good for creating vehicles and mechs and stuff like that. So this could even be like a windshield right here, little person on the inside, steering wheel, you know, little antenna, or maybe a sail, who knows, right? And you're just fusing shapes, two-dimensional and three-dimensional. Now, a good practice, one of my favorite practice sessions I like to do is like twisting squares. So if you could twist a square, you could twist a torso. And right here, I have this twisted square. Now, does this square look familiar to you? Kind of reminds me of that magic carpet in Aladdin, right? Let's look at how I went about drawing a square. So I have an arch line, a dynamic line of action right here that's on a curve. It looks complex, but it's not. So all I'm going to do is repeat that curve on the opposite side, connect the two edges. So I still have a 2D shape right here, but look at what happens when I extend from one edge coming down and then join going into the center. So it's starting to look a bit 3D. Now let's finish it up on the opposite side. So find a middle portion, extend downwards. I intentionally curved it outward like that to give it some attitude, and then just join it back. Okay? And then all of a sudden I have a three-dimensional square that's turning and looking at me. I also like to give them their own personalities, so I put shades on them. I call these my sexy squares. Alright, so he's looking back at us. So try and practice twisting those squares, and you could twist the human body. Okay, now let's explore this wavy line that I turned into a 3D line. Okay, so I'm gonna hide portions of this so you can see it's so simple. So literally a wavy line that's on its side, I'm gonna hide that. That's all you have to do, just draw one wavy line, and then you're gonna repeat that on the other side, just like that. Follow it. You're still with me. Then you're gonna connect the edge of both of those lines, then extend downwards from each of those edges, just like this. 1, 2. Find the other edges, which is right here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then from here, you're just gonna connect. So 1, 2, come around, make a nice wave, come around. Don't draw it straight because then it's gonna look more geometric, but you use a curved line to make it look like it's curving around. Just like that. And there you have it. You have a three-dimensional wavy line. Okay, now let's look at how we can cut these shapes up into pieces. Like what if you wanted to create something like a lemon or something, or like something that was sliced for some reason. We have a circle and we could draw through it like this. So you create an ellipse, do the same thing on the bottom, and then connect that edge right here and erase what you don't need, which is this piece on the inside right here and this piece right here. So that way it has an overlap, and you just do the same thing on the bottom to create that illusion that is sliced. So I'm just going to erase that. Right? So by doing this, you can become more experimental and inventive in the process. So that way you understand how complex shapes are made. Okay? So in the next video, we're going to explore maintaining motivation and confidence. Remember to practice as you are listening and following along the video. Come up with your own stuff and just keep at it. I'll see you in the next video.